The one way for Kara France to win the matchup against Steve Erceg last week ended up coming to fruition. So we have to rip up our lock of the night ticket on Steve Erceg. I felt really good about his ability to keep the distance against Erceg, keep him at distance with those long shots down the pipe. But that power and speed of Kara France is very deceiving at times, hence why he was able to land the shot. And we have to rip up the ticket there. So very unfortunate circumstance. That now pushes our lock of the night record on the year to 58-29 for a plus 10.35 units and a 2% ROI. We're in the profit, but definitely far from where I'd like to be in terms of my goals. So let's see if we can get back on the board here. Obviously, I'll have a ton of lock of the night plays through the UFC, LFA, KSW, PFL, and the Road to UFC card. There have been cards where I kind of forego having a lock of the night play because I don't want to force anything. So there is a possibility of that, but I do already have UFC and PFL lock of the nights locked in for you guys. So if you want to see what they are, check out the lock of the night Patreon page. Otherwise, if you're trying to figure out what my UFC lock of the night is, I have 3 candidates here for you guys that I'm going to present real quick. You guys can pick which one of those you guys think I'm actually going to go with, or check out the lock of the night Patreon page to see which one is my official play. All right, let's get right into it. First lock of the night candidate up is going to be Nathan Fletcher, coming in at minus 150 as he goes up against Zigomantis Ramaska. Both of these guys are coming off the Ultimate Fighter. Nathan Fletcher came up short against tough finalist Con Offley in the first round of their matchup, and he actually injured himself in the opening round of that fight, which caused him to pretty much be on the defensive for the most part. He had some glimpses of success in the second round, but was unable to get the job done. But in this matchup against Zigomantis might actually have a bit of a striking advantage, but I think the openings that he leaves with being taken down will cause some issues here against Fletcher, who's very strong from that top position. And I think we'll see Fletcher keep this fight in his realm. That will be on the ground with him on top of Ramaska, and I think that will eventually open up a submission opportunity for him that Fletcher will be able to take full advantage of, which is why I like him as a potential lock of the night candidate. The second lock of the night candidate is going to be Jacqueline Cavalcanti, coming in at minus 220 as she goes up against Josiane Nunes, who finally suffered her first UFC defeat last time around at the hands of Chelsea Chandler. I think Jacqueline Cavalcanti is much better than Chelsea Chandler, and I think she's a much better striker and could potentially be a much better grappler if we see Cavalcanti utilize the style that she used in her last matchup against Zara Farron, utilizing good footwork, staying busy with her lead kick, and landing those straight shots down the pipe. She should be able to take full advantage of this 6-inch height advantage she'll have, as well as I believe a 3-inch reach advantage. She should be able to keep Josiane Nunes at bay, and if she wants to take the path of least resistance, I think she could take this fight to the ground and dominate Nunes from that top position, which is why I don't mind the chalky spot here at minus 220. The third and final lock of the night candidate is going to be Francis Marshall, coming in at minus 140 as he goes up against Dennis Bazukia. Now, Marshall is coming in on short notice, but by all indications, he's been waiting to sign on the dotted line for a while now and has been in shape to take this matchup. Now, this fight is actually taking place at 155 pounds, with both guys agreeing not have to cut the extra 10 pounds to get to their natural weight class of 145. Marshall has recently changed up his training camp and gone down to American Top Team and seemingly become very close friends with Grant Dawson, who is a top lightweight contender. I think that we'll see that those good vibes and those the skills rub off on Marshall here, who is already a very solid fighter, but this 0-2 streak probably has a lot of bearing on why the odds in this matchup are so close. Bazukia might be a little bit better of a striker, but Marshall can be competitive enough in that realm until he's able to implement his grappling, where he should be able to keep Bazukia on the defensive. Bazukia is a guy that almost allows his opponents to dictate the pace if they have the ability to mix martial arts, as well as a guy like Marshall, and I expect Marshall to do so with relative ease here, allowing him to go out there and grind this matchup and win it on the scorecards, but most importantly, possibly cash as a lock of the night play. Which of these three did I end up going with? Check out the lock of the night Patreon page. Link for that in the description below. Otherwise, drop a comment and let me know what your lock of the night play is. Otherwise, I will see you guys later today for the top 3 dog of the night candidates. See you guys then.